Girl, you won't believe what I just found out. I was chatting with Kathy from the WhatsApp group, and she told me about a plant that costs more than her son's car. I thought she was exaggerating, of course, but I went digging and look. Not only is it true, I actually found an entire list of plants so expensive they look like living jewels. Some are so rare, they only show up at private auctions or inside millionaire collectors' mansions. I'm not talking about your regular flower shop orchids. No, ma'am. I'm talking about plants that look like they've come out of an old fairy tale, with colors and shapes you've never seen before. And if you love plants as much as I do, stay with me till the end. One of them might surprise you more than a soap opera finale. Oh, and before you forget, subscribe to the channel now, my dear. Plant 1, Shenzhen Nanqi Orchid, $200,000. They say beauty can't buy you dinner, but this orchid could easily belong in a vault. Created in a lab by Chinese scientists, the Shenzhen Nanqi orchid took 8 years to bloom, and it only flowers once every 4 or 5 years. Its appearance is simply mesmerizing. Soft petals with a pearly greenish glow, like it shines from within. It's as if nature poured all its energy into crafting a living, delicate, and extremely rare jewel. Now get this, when it went to auction, a single flower sold for over $200,000, all because of its rarity, its unusual beauty, and of course, because it became a symbol of prestige among eccentric collectors. You don't put this one on a windowsill? This belongs in a private gallery with air conditioning and surveillance. Only if I had that kind of money, right? Plant 2, Ancient Pine Bonsai, $1,300,000. This isn't just any bonsai, all right? This is a true living masterpiece. The most expensive bonsai ever sold was a Japanese white pine over 400 years old, carefully cultivated through generations. Its trunk was twisted as if time had carved every curve with care, and the branches floated in perfect harmony only true bonsai lovers can appreciate. It was sold at an auction in Tokyo for $1.3 million, and that's because the buyer knew they were purchasing a piece of history. Imagine a plant that lived longer than any of us, that witnessed centuries of wars, winters, summers, still thrived, patiently trimmed and nurtured with tiny scissors. Some might say it's too much, but for plant lovers, this is sacred. Plant 3, Juliet Rose, $5 million. Ah, honey, this rose is basically the Mona Lisa of the garden. The Juliet Rose was created by British breeder David Austin, and it took no less than 15 years of selective breeding to reach this perfection. Its color is a soft peach with rose-pink undertones that look like silk veils painted on the petals. When fully open, it forms a swirling rosette that hypnotizes anyone who sees it. As unbelievable as it sounds, its beauty was valued at $5 million. Upon launch, due to all the time, investment, and exclusivity involved. This is no ordinary rose, the kind you pick up at the grocery store. This one belongs in parades, made to impress queens and millionaires. Just imagining it in my backyard makes me sigh, but for that price, only in dreams. Plant for Alicasia Aslani, $2,500. Now this one's for those who like plants with attitude. The Alicasia Aslani is one of the most coveted among exotic foliage collectors, and for good reason. Sleeves look hand-painted a deep metallic green with purple veins that shine like velvet embroidery. Under the right light, it reflects shades of red and copper, like a nature-cut gemstone. Native to Malaysia, it's hard to find even there. It's rarity. Plus, the difficulty in cultivating and propagating it makes each cutting easily worth over $2,500, and it's not even a huge plant, medium-sized, but it commands attention in any room. Having one at home is like keeping a tropical secret in the corner of your living room. Plant 5, Variegated Monstera Deliciosa, $6,000. Oh, this one is every plant group's dream. The famous variegated monstera with those cutout leaves that look like art. But with a twist, splashes of milky white over the green. It's like the plant was brushed by a distracted artist. And it's that variegation that makes it so valuable. But don't think it's just about looks. It grows slowly, and every new leaf is a surprise. You never know how much white will appear. That makes every plant unique, and collectors go wild for it. In 2021, a single cutting with just a few leaves sold for $6,000 in an online auction. And those who own one treat it like a family heirloom, precise watering, perfect lighting, even morning chats over coffee. Plant 6, Kadupial Flower, priceless this one. You can't even put a price on it. The Kadupial is one of the most mysterious and fleeting flowers in the world. It blooms only at night, once a year, and wilts before sunrise. Known as the flower of the gods in Sri Lanka, its native country. They say anyone lucky enough to witness it bloom is blessed. The flower is white, delicate, with long petals that open like beams of light in the dark. A true silent show. But what makes it unsellable is its fragility. As soon as it blooms, it starts to die, meaning no one can pick or transport it without it wilting. That's why it's considered priceless. You don't buy it with money, you earn it with patience, the right climate, and a bit of faith. Having one in the garden feels like waiting for a miracle. Plant 7, Hoya Carnosa compacta variegata, $6,500. Don't be fooled by the size, my friend. This little twisty plant might be worth more than a brand new couch. The Hoya Carnosa compacta variegata, also known as the Hindu rope, has thick, almost succulent-like leaves that twist like a necklace of creamy green pearls. But what really makes it special and pricey are the color variations. White, pink, and green, blended like a luxury Neapolitan ice cream. This variegated version is extremely rare and hard to propagate. A small cutting has been sold for $6,500 on collector websites. And the most surprising part? When it blooms, it produces clusters of star-shaped, fragrant flowers with a waxy shine. It's a sight that makes anyone sigh. But like any botanical diva, it demands precision, no overwatering, and the perfect amount of light. Spoiled? Yes, but utterly irresistible. Plant 8, Filidendrin Spiritus Si, $10,000. Now, hold on tight, because the name says it all. The Spiritus Si of philodendrons. The Filidendrin Spiritus Si is so rare that only a handful of specimens have ever been confirmed in the wild, all from a single region in Bahia, Brazil. Its leaves are long, narrow, deep green, and elegant, hanging like velvet cloaks. When they sway in the breeze, they seem to whisper secrets from an ancient forest because of its risk of extinction and unique beauty. This philodendron has become an object of desire for collectors worldwide. And since nursery propagation is slow and delicate, each plant can easily fetch over $10,000. Anyone who owns one knows. It's like caring for a botanical treasure. And for us Brazilians, it's moving to think such a precious plant grows right here in our own soil. Plant 9, Orchid Gold of Kinnabaloo, $6,000 per flower. This one is called gold, and for good reason. The gold of Kinnabaloo is a rare orchid found only on the slopes of Mount Kinnabaloo in Malaysia. And even there, it blooms just once a year between April and May, and only if the conditions are perfect. Its flowers shine in vibrant shades of green and yellow, with red speckles that look painted by an Oriental artist's brush. A true living painting. Asterisk, asterisk, it's protected by law and monitored by environmental guards, which only adds to its mystery and value. In specialist markets and auctions, single flower has sold for over $6,000. Owning one isn't just a luxury, it's a privilege. Hey, and those who've seen one up close swear nothing compares to its beauty, like witnessing a silent miracle bloom before your eyes. Plant 10, Anacamptis morio Albafllora, $8,000. This little European gem is as discreet as it is valuable. The Anacamptis morio, in its Albafllora form, meaning completely white, is a very rare variation of a wild orchid found in regions of France, Spain, and parts of Greece. Usually, this plant blooms in lilac shades, but when it appears white with no pigment at all, it becomes a true genetic rarity of nature. This pure, almost ethereal form has only been documented a few times, and when cultivated in captivity, it requires extremely delicate reproduction techniques. In botanical auctions and private scientific collections, it has reached prices of up to $8,000 per plant. It looks like a snowflower in the middle of a field, delicate, almost translucent, as if made from living porcelain. It's those lucky enough to see one say it's like experiencing a moment of absolute silence from nature. Plant 11, Neorelia tiger Viraata, $7,500. This bromeliad is pure tropical drama. The Neorelia tiger Viraata has wide leaves painted with tiger-like stripes, green, yellow, and reddish, in a combination that hypnotizes anyone passing by. And there's more. When it blooms, the center of the plant explodes in vibrant colors that look straight out of another dimension. If you place this one in your living room, it's guaranteed to become the talk of the house. Native. To South America, this variegated variety is incredibly hard to find. Only a few specialty rare plant nurseries have access to cuttings. And growing it requires humidity, indirect light, and a lot of patience. That's why its price can reach $7,500 per specimen, especially those with clearly defined and symmetrical stripes. It's so unique that many call it a living work of art. And for anyone who loves a bold plant, this one is jaw-dropping. Plant 12, century-old Ficus Jinseng Bonsai, $1,200,000. Now we've arrived at the most impressive of them all. And this one, honey, costs more than many apartments. A single century-old Ficus Jinseng Bonsai was sold for $1.2 million. And it's easy to see why. Its thick, twisted trunk looks like a living sculpture. It's with exposed roots that intertwine like ancient hands gripping the earth. It's a true show of presence and wisdom. This kind of bonsai requires decades of daily care, precise watering, calculated pruning, and endless patience. Every curve in the trunk tells a story. Every leaf is the result of quiet dedication, passed down through generations. It's not just a plant. It's a living legacy, a symbol of time, perseverance, and deep respect for nature. Owning one is like keeping a piece of the world's soul in the corner of your home. And that's the end of our journey, my friend. Who would have thought plants like these even existed, right? Sometimes we think we've seen everything in the garden. But the plant world is full of surprises, some as delicate as a petal, others more precious than gold. What they all have in common is their ability to captivate, to make us fall silent for a moment and remind us that nature is still the greatest artist of all. I'll admit it, if I could. I'd have one of each scattered around the house, just to admire, care for lovingly, and brag about to the group. But even if we don't have one of these rarities, just knowing about them already feels special, doesn't it? Like being connected to something beautiful, mysterious, and full of life. And if this video brought you wonder, curiosity, or simply a lovely moment in your day, consider clicking the thanks button down below. It really helps the channel and shows me it's worth continuing to share these beauties with you. Until the next video, and take good care of your little green corner.